Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Viking Conquest. Here in the depths of Scotland, in the very snowy depths of Scotland I must say, as we attempt to continue working on making ourselves good for the conquest of the known world here in the British Isles. How successful we will be is a whole other question, but at least we are going to give it a go. Oh dear me. Definitely a lot of planning that we need to do, a lot of things that we need to do in the time that we have. We are at war, I think, with multiple factions. Hello Whiskers, how are you today? You good? We are at war with Glissing and East Engle. We are in an alliance with Northumbria, which is wonderful. How successful we will be in holding on to that alliance is a whole other question, but we can at least pretend like we are going to stay allied for a decent amount of time. We'll pop into Dunbay to get some more recruits. 5 Norse freeholders, there we go. And we can also visit the Lord's Hall. There's Salbjork here. Where's our lady friend? Ah, we can't visit our lady friend. She is indisposed, we can say. Let's go kill some things. But we can probably put some of these troops inside our actual refuge, just so we don't have such a large party size on the open map. We're not actually at war with you, although you'd be a very easy target to pick off, but unfortunately not. Let's head over past Edinburgh. We're still making good profit per turn, which is good, although morale might tank just because of our party size. I forget we are not liked by this faction after I accidentally attacked them thinking they were a different faction. So we have to be a little bit careful about kind of going around their territory here. We'll head down to our refuge in Edoras, down near Jorvik. East Engle and Lathland made war, so we're no longer at war with East Engle, annoyingly. But it means that we should no longer have issues with East Engle. We'll have to find out in a second. For now, let's deal with these leaders, these bandit leaders. It gives us some positive relation with our party. We get some morale boosts. All in all, it's not bad at all. Infantry and spearmen hold here. Archers and skirmishers on the hill. We have a lot of low-level peasants here, the Norse freedmen, who we definitely need to upgrade. So I don't mind them staying here in the fight. I mean, we have a big party, but they're fairly low level. So I don't mind the skirmishers trying to push forward and get some kills. But I'd also have to keep them alive, because this will be... We're kind of training up this army as best possible for our eventual independence campaign. So we need money, we need experience for our troops as well. There may be a day where the day of men fall, but it is not this day. This day we fight. Men, draw your swords or axes or spears, whatever you use. Can we do some throwing? It's probably a bit too far away, especially if we're moving. That's not going to help anything. Actually, the slingers should be going full force soon. Do they have slings, or are they just throwing rocks? I think they might just be throwing rocks, which is not going to help anything. Deary me. Go with you. And these guys are actually a bit more armoured, so we'll kind of stay somewhat nearer the... We'll let them come in, and then we can charge in as a whole unit. Charge, gentlemen. Charge. My horse is going to take a whole bunch of damage, but that's okay. We can ride down some of these chaps while we're pushing forwards. Well, our army is pushing forward anyway. And we can deal with it. The nice thing about being on horseback is we can deal with any routers who are running away, like this chap over here. We'll need to go deal with the other side in a second, but if we can at least deal with this chap first, we'll see if we can throw some throwing weapons to speed up the process, but I don't think we... Oh, we are successful. Let's turn around. I don't think we're going to catch up to them in time, however. So we will end the battle there. We will take... I don't think we need to take any of those people. We'll take the bandits and the brigands. And we will share the loot as is common, as that's really the just thing to do. We do have a war and battle trophy, and actually we have a lot of stuff we need to sell. Anyways, let's get rid of some of this really kind of tattered, useless stuff. And pick up the stuff which will sell for a few more pennies. Not many, but at least a few more. We can head to Bebbanburg, home of Uhtred, son of Uhtred, and sell them, hopefully. We need to go visit our lovely wife at some point. That's fine, we can do that. Let's head to redeem our battle trophies here in Bebbanburg. It's a good amount of money. Also improves our relation with Bebbanburg, so it's not bad at all. I'm making good progress on reading the Life of Alexander as well, which I'm chuffed about. I think that's a leadership book, if I remember correctly. I might remember wrongly, but I think that's correct. Let's not sell our bread. Bread is useful. Bread is sustenance for our troops and is much needed. We'll sell the rest at the local weaponsmith, I think. There we go, and the 568 pennies, not bad at all. We'll head to the meat hall as well. See, there's a prison broker here, there's a sailor, there's a farmer. Farmer we can help out. Bebbanburg North, that's something we can definitely do. Bebbanburg South, Bebbanburg North, we just passed by. No wonder they're being raided, because they're right next to the robber's den. It's like having, you know, breakfast right on their doorstep. We'll go for a bunch more freeholders, because eventually, you know, the archers are great, but we will purely just need some troops on the actual walls. I think that's important. Although these raiders don't seem too tough, I'm sure we can deal with them on foot. So let's get off our horse, give our pony a little bit of a break. Ow. Okay, I take that back. I'm going to need to go get that healed, and I'm knocked out. Lots of, a lot more projectiles than I expected. We should still be successful in winning this battle. I'm just going to need to go get my face fixed at the local healers. Apothecary, physician, healers, whatever you might want to call it. Yeah! Well done, lads. Up and at 'em. And we will refuse, because that improves our relation with Bebbanburg North here. Can I recruit in your land? I'll pay you some money just to have another recruitment area down here in Bebbanburg North. Not a bad idea at all. Actually, if we can do any other jobs for the leaders, which we can't, that's fine. We'll head to Jorvik, see if we can sell some of our prisoners there, as we do have 37. And we might well pick up our ships as well. We are wounded. I'm hoping we'll be able to find a trader inside Jorvik itself, or a healer inside Jorvik itself. There's a book merchant, a wandering skald. Unfortunately, not a merchant. Not a slave merchant, I should say. We'll wait here till night time, because then we can stroll through the town and hopefully find the relevant physician to heal the spear to the face that we recently encountered, or possibly the throwing weapon to the face. Something of that nature. And then we just need to find a man in the right clothing. I think that's you hiding behind the prison guard there. It is. Hello, Mr. Physician. I need you to tend to my wounds. Here's 150 pennies. Thank you, my good sir. I will be on my way. We'll head down towards Glissing as well, because if we can do some more fighting there, that wouldn't be bad. And worst comes to worst, we can at least sell our prisoners in Chippenham, as we know there is always Ethelmere there. Wandering Skald, Finn Archers, no one there. particularly that we need, so we can keep on heading down. Cirencester, if not, then Chippenham. 96 robbers wouldn't be a bad thing to go after. My village has been raided. It's not ideal, but it's to be somewhat expected. Province Cirencester here in the Mias faction. Travellers, Frank Horsemen. I like to think the Frank Horsemen are just very blunt and honest, but I know that's not the case. Ethelmer, I know you're here somewhere. Spearman. Ethelmer the Slaver, there you are. It's a bit annoying because you actually have to sell these guys by actually kind of doing it manually as opposed to just selling them all at once, which would be much nicer. We're going to head down to Glissing and see if we can find a lord to attack. Not you, because you have 427 men, my goodness. We may not, because they're a very small faction. To be honest, I don't quite know why we were actually at war with them, but that's okay. We'll go after these ruffians, though.
You better not be a manhunter.
Any command options we can do? Impassion your men with a rousing speech. Excellent speech. Wonderful. For morale. Skirmishers is going to wound a ruffian. Wonderful. And we have a nice big hill to work with here as well. Excellent. God, that looked good. We don't really need to set up a hill for these ruffians, but we'll do so just in case we kind of get overwhelmed by them. I would hope we don't, but we'll have to see. The ruffians don't tend to be too much of a struggle for the most part, because they're basically just peasants with sticks. Although I said that last time and then that went horribly wrong, so, you know, I stand corrected maybe. That's a lot of spearmen. Infantry can move here. I can see the swarm of peasants coming in already. I have a lot of spearmen. I imagine these are all the recently promoted freeholders, so they're not going to exactly be that strong. Infantry can charge, as can spearmen. That's fine. Archers and stuff can hold the hill. Pretty soon we'll allow our archers and skirmishers to charge as well. Can actually do some damage, that'd be good as well. Okay, at least doing something useful. I'll let everyone charge now so that kind of my lighter armoured troops can still do some good damage should they need to. You know, ruffians are not going to provide that much good loot, but it's a good morale boost to do some slaughtering of... Or I was about to say innocent peasants, but they're not really innocent. Because they're looters, really, but they're just not very good looters for the most part. Deal with you. And deal with you. Wonderful. Who's still left? Quite a few of them. Let's make sure you don't get away if we can help it. Okay, you're dealt with. Wonderful. There's a kind of mini horde of 8 of them coming in from somewhere. Ah, I see them just over the hill there. Although it's a very intimidating sight to go up against some rather gruff Vikings. There we go. And also we can use our horse to knock that chap over. Wonderful. Although he did block us, that all due credit. Blocking a sword with a pitchfork can't be easy. So all due credit where it's, you know, credit where it's due. There we go. 31 ruffians, wonderful. Again, not going to be very exciting loot, but it will still sell for something. So we can't really complain in that regard. Take all we can and head on our way. We'll just sell it at Bosvenna. It's the closest nearby major town. And I haven't gone by Bosvenna in a long time anyway. This would be nice to kind of see what's happening in this part of the world, especially as I know there is that special armour guy. Although I don't know if we really want to invest the money we have in said new armour at the moment, but maybe we could. There we go. Do we need to pick up any more food? We'll pick up a little bit more bread and wheat just to have it there as a backup. We'll stroll through town. I want to speak to the... I know there's an armourer inside Boss Venner's castle here. Excuse me, small child. I think he lives upstairs in this weird, like, encampment, which also houses the cows. Excuse me, madam. I've come to speak to your weaponsmith, or possibly your armoursmith. Livestream, the armourer. Hello. I want to buy something special. I'd love something else. Show 19,000 pennies. Do you reckon this is going to be worth it? You get an expensive male shirt, an elite Britain Briony. Briony? It's pretty much the same as mine, but slightly worse. It looks cool. Definitely looks cool. It is actually no. The one I had was better. We will give that to a companion. It's kind of a waste of 90,000 pennies, but that's okay. Who deserves it? We will give it to... Let's first of all move our Norse bodyguard up there. I think we can give that to Bodo. Bodo can have some nice armour. He looks damn snazzy. There we go. Definitely wasn't worth the money, but that's okay. We are still making profit generally at the moment, so it's not the end of the world. And we will sell the old armour back. We took a bit of a gamble, it didn't quite work out, that's okay. And we can go back to Chippenham and sell these ruffians. And then we might do a trade run to kind of recoup all our losses that we just took from them. Buying a random piece of armour from that chap. But that's okay. Ethelmer the Slaver, there you are. Can sell you these ruffians. It gets me about 500 pennies. Not excellent by any means, but you know, it's something. Young warriors, you are actively friends with us. Let's not annoy you. After these thieves, but again, it's not going to pay the bills. They're not that strong. No one's going to pay much to them as in terms of, you know, prisoner ransom. East Anglia, Northumbria. I forget to activate war now. At least we can get some money back from our trade. Wonderful. Or from our businesses, I should say. Let's go to our ships. And we will probably head over to... We'll do a trade run. We'll go to Dorstad, to Denmark, to Norway. And if we can do some fighting on the open seas if we find anyone to fight. We do need to be careful. We're not at full strength. We can upgrade some of our soldiers. Luckily we can do promotions on the open seas. We don't need to be like... We need to wait till land. We can just do that wherever we want. Connacht, which is an Irish faction, has gone to war with Alban. That's okay. Slave traders. More traders. Thieves. Let's probably go deal with you. Purely for the morale boost. Because we've just had to cross the seas and that doesn't go very well for our... doesn't go very well for our morale. Especially if I do a really terrible speech like the one I just did. That's not going to help with morale either. Let's get up on this hill. We don't need to go for like that many complicated battle formations. We're just facing up against ruffians, that's for sure. So we'll just set up here. We'll let them come to us and we will just smash into them as best we can. Let's get us some morale, a little bit of money. And hopefully set us up for the next leg of our trade route. Definitely wasted a little bit of money getting that excellent armor. It's good armor, but I had better armor. That was the issue. Infantry can charge us, can the spearmen. They're just ruffians. They're not going to hurt us that much, I would imagine. In fact, I think everyone can just charge. That's okay. You know, they are not strong troops, that's for sure. They're numerous, so I'll give them that, but not strong particularly. Although a sling in the right situation can do some good damage, as we've just seen. Let's deal with you. I definitely should have saved that money for the kingdom, but that's okay. We'll make that money back. And they're all starting to run now. We'll kill as many as we can before they exfil from the battlefield. Deal with you chaps over here. Deal with the ones kind of furthest away. There we go. I mean, luckily it's just kind of a one-cut job. But if you miss, it's annoying. I'll leave Beta to deal with the rest of these, or whoever that other horseman is. And we'll try to go deal with the chaps over on the other side of the map. Those ones running over there. I see them running. I can see their heads just above the hill line. Charge, gentlemen. Let's take them down. See if we can do some long-range throwing. It's not going to go very well because throwing is abysmal, especially on horseback, but even just normally I'm generally abysmal with it. But I'm sure we can do some good work here. Okay, at least one has escaped, which is annoying. You do not get to escape, preferably. And hopefully you don't get to escape either. There we go. Is that everyone? That's everyone, wonderful. We get some morale, we get some prisoners, and we get some loot. Wonderful. We will sell that in Dorstad for however little we can get it from. It will help alleviate the costs of the trade that we buy. So we'll go into Dorstad itself. Sadly, I don't think we can catch up with those prisoners, but that's okay. There is competition here. We could potentially try that. Let's initially just trade and see where we stand financially afterwards before committing to a tournament. Because we'll be picking up the wine here. I don't think we'll pick up the... Will we pick up the salt this time? We do make a profit on the salt, but not really as much as I would like. Certainly we'll pick up all the wine, which is going to be costly, but that's okay. We'll leave the... No, we'll take the salt. No, we will not take the salt. We cannot afford that in the slightest. We can't even afford all this wine. So we'll send back some of that wine, and we will join the competition and bet what we can and potentially buy the wine back. We have an axe. We don't have a shield, which I'm not thrilled about, but we'll just have to make it work. Oh, it's a two-handed axe. Wonderful. Like a berserker. I don't know if I got a kill. Yes, okay, I have got a kill now. That's good. You really get two-handed axes in this. This is cool. Just some cool ninja jumps. But the downside of the two-handed is that they are quite slow. 4 teams of 3 fighters. I've got a spear and shield. Let's stay as a unit if we can. And deal with as many of these chaps as we can. I can pick up a sword. They both have spears, I see. Let's charge. Looks like we're going to be fighting yellow here. Okay, dealt with one of them. Okay, nice job, team. Well done, veteran and champion fighter. We will go fast together. Unless we don't. Let's hopefully... they're both coming for me. Wonderful. If I can deal with one before the other turns up, that'd be useful. Especially as he's got a sword. I'd rather anger red. There we go. Red kills yellow, I kill red. Everyone's happy. We will keep on betting ourselves. 3 teams of 2 fighters stays a team. Whoever's with me. The Sphere Warrior, who's pretty good, but we're in the middle. So we're going to pretty much abandon him to his fate, I think. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone, good sir. There we go. This chap has a sword and shield, which I'm really not thrilled about at all. But I'm hoping you're not going to be very strong. There we go. If I could grab your sword and your shield, that'd be wonderful. That's going to be the best chance I have at dealing with this chap here. Come on. There we go. Oh boy. This will basically just buy our... I mean, if we do win this, this will basically just buy our wine going forward. We're pretty much going to commit all our remaining pennies we have to this. Go on, Sphere Warrior. We got this. Some 2 1-on-1s at the moment. Well done, Sphere Warrior. You are pretty much saving our bacon here. This is the final round. Let's hope we win this. Question is, what weapons do they have? Do they have a sword? That's annoying. If we can just keep them at range, that might be our best chance. They have the speed, we have the range. There we go. Tournament 1, thank goodness. Hey, Dank Slavic, how you doing today? Good to see you. And we get a good amount of pennies for ourselves, which means we can trade a little bit more wine. Means it's expensive. I'm good, kind of. Anything I can help with? I mean, probably not, but if there is anything, please do let me know. Let's go after these thieving Franks. It's 3 AM and I still have dust under my eyes. Yeah, it's quite late in the it's late in the day. It's 1:55 here. Dust in the eyes from yesterday. Was that because you were doing carpentry? I imagine that might be a hazard in that kind of occupation. Forgive the ignorance, as I'm not really kind of adept at those kind of matters. Presumably you have eye protection, but I guess maybe not enough to kind of stop all the dust getting in. Archers there. Infantry and spearmen at the front, please. Thank you. I'm stuck in my own shield wall here. Let's see if we can get out. Excuse me. Thank you. Infantry move forward a little bit. There's room that is connected to the vents, and I had to move all the dust from it to a pile. Can't imagine that was helpful in terms of getting dust in your eyes. Let's throw some things in. And do some slicing if we can. Infantry can go, as can the spearmen. Archers and skirmishers will stay a little bit back for the time being. Too much smoke, bad to say. I'm sure that's not good for you. To be honest, I've done very little like kind of carpentry stuff. I think at my school they called it design and technology, where we did some stuff with wood, but nothing ever like major. Go deal with you. And I think we can let everyone charge now. I quite enjoyed DT, but I always had more other subjects I was more interested by. And we could only do so many unless you were a genius, which I certainly was not a genius. Who's still left to fight? There's one soldier rather swiftly making his way for the exit. Me and Clovis here might be able to catch up to him, but we'll have to see. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Clovis is definitely the faster. I think he's got an actual horse, whereas we just have a pony. I don't know if we're going to catch up to him in time, but if Clovis could, that'd be wonderful. He's at least blocking the way. Ah, I think he's escaped. Yeah. Never mind, we still win. 6 renown, 12 morale is very useful indeed. We'll pick up the young warriors. We can do the slave drivers as well. That's fine. They can just kind of sit in our territories and do useful things. The Saber Chief is a pretty strong unit, although he does cost an absolute brick. Let's take all this. We can sell that straight away in Dorstad. We could take the salt actually. We might be able to sell that somewhere for an okay profit. I know the salt doesn't sell as well as other stuff does. But we'll at least set it in Dorstad, and then we can head on our way over to Reeb, and then eventually over to North Vega, Tunsberg, I believe the actual city is called. Luckily they have a lot of money, because we've just spent a lot of money here buying all their wine for trade and profit going forwards. I keep on accidentally sending my bread, which isn't very good. Where's my bread? There it is. He doesn't have more space, so we'll have to sell the rest somewhere else. But we will go back and get ourselves that salt. And the rest of that wine, actually. I think we might have got the rest of the wine already. The salt is nice and cheap. I think possibly cheaper than it was when we last checked. There we go. I don't think there was a prison broker here. No, there's not. That's fine. We will head back to our ships and then we'll head on our way to Reeb. Purely because it's the next available port and we can offload at least quite a bit of our wine here. And our salt. And of course we will pick up tar from Norway. But when we have an army this size, we need to be careful. As it's a little bit of a struggle to keep hold of morale when you are this size. And especially when you're crossing the ocean. And especially when there's no happy widows to greet us when we arrive. So I will happily sell this wine for a good profit. That will do. Do you have any wool here for me? You don't? I'll pick up the fish, however. Just to get a bonus to our food morale, I would hope. Let's take that wine back. Sell some of the horse merchant. Even though, obviously, the more we sell, the less we get back. We're still making a pretty good profit overall. I think the armourer still has some money. So we can sell the salt there. And that's about an 8,000 penny run already, which is good. And then we'll head over to Norway, which is quite a bit further away. But it means that we can just cross the ocean straight back to kind of Jorvik, Bebbanburg area, kind of the Kingdom of Northumbria. If we could find a fight out on the open seas, that would definitely help with our morale. But certainly in this part of the world, they tend to be mostly sea kings, which are actively part of Norway. So we'll land here. There's the king, actually. We need to speak to him because he doesn't like us. But if we could destroy this bandit there, that would help his... That means we could get a business here in Norway, which would be very useful indeed. I will buy all the tar because the tar sells for lovely profit back on the mainland. Is there a meat hall here? And do you have a happy widow? You do not have a happy widow. How much does it cost to buy my men? 3,900. Absolutely not. Thank you, my good sir. We'll be on our way. I think normally it's around there. And last time I remember it not going very well. So we'll try again. And hopefully be a little bit more successful. There it is. I think this time we're not going to bring along our berserkers because they'll just die. Our Norse bodyguard, our Norse veteran. I'll bring along the Norse bodyguard. I think everyone else can just wait on the sidelines. We do actually get a good amount of money, or a good amount of loot if we win this, I believe. Just make sure everyone is full health. We will bring that Norse bodyguard with us. Let's give it a go. Last time we failed miserably. Hopefully this time we don't. But we do have a Huskar with us who should be maybe not as strong as a berserker, but at least hopefully survives a bit more. Of course, if we die, then the whole mission fails anyway, so we need to be careful. Well done, Morgant. Just need to be very careful in these missions, because I know you actively fail if that was not a good thing for me to do. I've now lost half my health quite early on into the battle, but that's okay. I think we're already doing better than we were last time, which means we should hopefully get the King of Norway on side, which would be very useful indeed. He's a useful, not necessarily a friend, but we can have him as a useful ally, at least enough to set up a business in his, as a proprietor within his lands, which is really what I'm doing this quest for. Let's see if we can help out our buddy over here. Let's do something. That's someone down on the ground. I'm not entirely sure which companion that was, but we're starting to lose troops a little bit here, so we need to be a little bit careful. These guys we should be okay with. It's kind of the more heavily armoured guys that are going to be more of the struggle. We've only got 3 companions left with us. Okay, we'll head for these guys up here. Luckily they do only have slings, but even they, in the right circumstances, can be powerful. Especially if we're receiving damage from behind. Okay, dealt with you. There can't be that many more troops left. Just 1 down here. Let's hope that's all there is. It's completing this quest. Is that it? Yeah, that's it, okay. Luckily this time we actually managed to be successful, whereas last time we most certainly were not successful. Loot, however, is kind of, you know, average, but it's still useful nonetheless to get this quest done. So we'll head back to the king and say, "Oh, Mr. King, look at us, we've done your quest for you," despite the fact we've failed this like 4 times already, but we don't tell him that, that's for sure. He should be somewhere around Tunsberg. I think that's him there. Yes, it is. Denmark and Albion at war. It's not a huge surprise. And we get positive relation with him, which also means we can recruit him in his lands, I would hope. Wonderful. And that also means we can set up a business in his lands. However, I would imagine we're not going to have the money to do so, but we will see. We'll go speak to the relevant the relevant mayor to see how much money it's going to cost us to set up, so that we know kind of what money we need to be aiming for. Carry the shipwright. Where's the mayor? Let's look for one of the stationary figures. Might he be actually at the castle? We're going to wait here for some time till night time, because then we should spawn much closer to the mare. And it'll be a lot more useful. And we're getting a bit of money from our rents as well, which is good. Or certainly from our businesses. Destroy through the town now. Let's hope we don't get ambushed. We're not going to. And I think the mayor is going to be up here in the castle, which I suppose, you know, makes sense. The important people in the important area. And it's a lot quicker than having to actually come up the hill. How much money do we need for a good business here? I want to hire a foreman. There we go. Mill and bakery would get me 420. It's not bad. 602 for a brewery. That's not going to be worthwhile. There's that. It looks like the brewery might be the best option. Looks like it will be the brewery then. Hire a foreman. And we can actually afford the brewery right now. So we'll get that under operation. It'll take a couple of weeks to set up, but when that's done, it's another 600 pennies a week we earn from here, which is wonderful. And let's make sure there's not any more tar we can pick up, not just yet. But we will sail from our ships, but we're going to sail kind of actively directly towards Bedmouth. Crossing the open seas is not good, so going on a long extended route isn't that good. We could feasibly get some more wine from Dorstad, but I think it's with our morale issues, it's probably just best to get back on land ASAP. As I know, troops are not too fond of being on seas for too long, even if they are kind of Norse troops who are used to the open seas. Okay, we can trade with the locals. We should be able to sell this tar for a tidy profit. Definitely for more than we bought it for, which is wonderful. And we'll also sell the rest of the stuff at the armourer. Not going to be anywhere near as profitable, but it's still money into our pocket, so in that regard it's useful. There we go. And I think we'll probably upgrade these troops, and then we're going to drop off kind of a lot of these lower level troops into our refuge, especially as we need to really pick up some more. Oh, let's go after these robbers. That'll help our morale and get us some more loot. Can I give my son a rousing speech? No, I can't. That's going to knacker our morale issues even more. Such is life, we just have to deal with it. This is a very snowy and or hilly map. Let's push to this hill here. I think that'll be our best chance of doing some useful damage from a height. Infantry follow me, as do spearmen. Just they might actually start moving this way, because for some reason they really love to just kind of stand around and not help and stand at the back. Infantry here, spearmen here, archers and skirmishers on the hill. We'll probably drop off the majority of our low-level spearmen inside the refuge, then we'll go on another recruiting spree. Are they coming in for us? They are. Good. They're not being too organised. Having an unorganised enemy is always nice. Let's try and get our infantry and spearmen into position a little bit quicker than they are. They tend to dawdle a little bit. But I think that's because they move in formation, which is hardly useful. See if we can send some throwing weapons in there. If we can't hit them, we can at least hurt their shields. Infantry actually can just charge us and spearmen. And we will try cleave the herds from the side. This will help with our morale, it'll also help with our loot. Let's make sure we don't get too stuck on the hill, we're on horse. These are definitely some quite highly geared troops who don't want to let them go away. That hurt. You seem like a pretty powerful chap. I don't know who you are, but I'd like to take you down if possible. There we go. You're dealt with. Who's still left? One troop over this way. Either we will get him or another horseman will, or hopefully one of our archers will. Yes, it looks like our archers did. Wonderful. 11 morale. That's going to go some way to solving the issue, but not probably enough. Share the looters is common. Again, we all take pretty much everything, as everything has a price to someone somewhere. Even if it's just like a stick with a pole of wood on the end. Someone will still buy it somewhere. Okay, let's head to Edoras. I don't know how many more troops we can actually fit inside there. I can't imagine there's that many. Yeah, we can only fit like another 45 in here. I don't think it can be upgraded further. What we're going to do, we're going to kind of put the more expensive troops away, I think. And as many of those freeholders as we can get away with. I don't know what happens if we go over our garrison limits. If we speak to the captain, I don't think there's any more upgrades we can do. The garrison exceeds. Ah, I see. So it causes desertion. Well, let's make sure we get back down to 250 then. I don't know how many exactly we need. 260, we need to take back 10 more. These soldiers, that should be enough. Oh, one more. There we go, we're at 250 of 250. Just about enough. So we can physically have quite a bit more troops. We need to be careful, obviously, of issues. Wow, slaver chiefs cost a lot of money, but I suppose they do. They are pretty damn powerful. So I can't really complain. Let's move the... Is that fine? That's probably okay. 151 troops. I don't think we need to hire more for the time being. Obviously, we'll hire more when we eventually go independent, but we've got as many troops as we can inside Edoras for the time being. We'll head back down to hopefully make some money in the southern part of England. There's a feast in the Orkneys, but that's fine. I don't think we need to attend that for the most part. Just trying to keep an eye out if there's any lord we can attack, but the kingdom we might potentially attack is such a small faction that it's actually quite hard to isolate a lord by himself. You know, who actually has this kind of somewhat low numbers. We will speak to Ethelmer the Slaver. We will sell our prisoners. I would like to find some of our lady friends in these taverns, but I don't know where they've gone. But I would happily find them just to improve my morale generally. Am I now allowed inside of Winchester again? Yes, because we've kind of made somewhat peace with East Angle. There's a ransom broker and there's a happy wood. 1,500 men gives me 30 morale. Not going to be a long-term solution, but it might be able to do something. 119 ruffians, we know they're there. We can always come back for them, maybe. Big battle between Wessex and Cornubia, which I imagine Cornwall will lose purely just by a factor of numbers. But I might be wrong. Cornwall have surprised me this campaign in general. It's another Wessex and Cornwall fight will be a much closer one, especially if this Cornish lord gets involved. Oh, let's not get attacked by a troop of 419. We can't take them on, that's for sure. There's not a huge amount that we can do in this part of the world. Just because there's not many lords that we can go after, and the ones that are here are very, very powerful indeed. If we could go to war with someone else, that would be excellent. Actually, probably any lords that are around that are weak enough are probably going after my village when it recovers its health. 3,466 per week, not bad at all. There's also because we dropped off quite a few of our troops. But we'll head back upwards. We might find them on the way back. We might be able to find them someone to attack, maybe some Vikings. We do get a good amount of profit from dealing with them. "23 Masters Men," I thought that would be more of a challenge, sadly not. Oh, Denmark are taking Dimber. That's a surprise, because Denmark don't really have much on the mainland, but I guess if they can set up this little kind of beachhead as a potential moving forward point, then maybe. I'm intrigued to see how many troops are inside. I can't imagine there's going to be that many. Unless they sieged this a while ago and I just haven't noticed. See, only 117 in there. I could feasibly take that, but then I'd be kind of out on my own. But maybe when we start our own kingdom, that might be the time to kind of get in there. Legate and Connacht are in alliance, as is Alban and Wessex have made peace. Lots of diplomatic things happening, but nothing particularly involving us for the time being. I wonder if we can finally get married. It'd be quite nice if we could. Oh, you're chasing someone. Who are you chasing? I saw you were chasing someone. Where's he gone? If you're chasing... Ah. You're over there. I don't know if we're going to be able to catch him because he's actively over... That's annoying. Because we don't have our ships nearby, we probably can't do anything there. I wish to ask you something. Can I visit your daughter? What more can I do? I have 47 relation with you. There's can't be that much more I can do with you to, you know, improve things. Thanks to Silver Fox Fur, I could do that. So I'll do that next time I go on a trading run, because I think that's where I can get the furs and the jewellery quickly. And it would help to improve my relations. We do need to visit our lady friend here in Dunbeatty, so it's not a bad thing to do. We need to procure a gift. I have 1 day to finish that quest. That's not going to happen, is it? I thought I normally have like 30 days to finish these things. Well, that's not going to happen at all, is it? I won't be able to finish the quest. We lose some right to rule, but what can we do? How goes the war with Glwissing? I'm surprised he doesn't. He feels like he can't knock a blow because they're down the other end of the map. It's just a bit too far away, really. We'll visit Asgerds, see if we can continue our love with our lady friend. Let me see if I can change your father's mind, because I'd like to keep him on side. Potentially, if I end up revolting and starting independence, we'll have to see. But certainly it's a little bit of an issue if he will not allow us to marry. What is the best option for us? I'm not entirely sure. Need to find some bigger war parties to go after. Preferably some Glwissing, but it's going to be a little bit tough to find them because there's not that many armies of theirs, and When we do find them, they're going to generally be pain to find and catch up to. But we are making good profit per week, which is good. I'm chuffed with that. 71 robbers, that'll do. At least help with our morale, we'll get a bit more money. It's not exactly a big lord on lord fight, but it's useful in some degree. We'll set up on this hill here, the one behind us. Infantry here, spearmen here, archers and skirmishers on the hill, please. Thank you very much indeed. Cavalry here. Very snowy, cold, not necessarily a tundra, but a tough one nonetheless to fight on, especially if you're naked like some of our Pictish archers. Just make sure we're in the right position, otherwise we're going to block our archers' view. How this Pictish elite skirmisher is not freezing to death, I don't know, but you know, don't question it. Maybe it's best we don't. We've got a pretty impressive front line nowadays. Although certainly the quality of them could be higher. They're numerous, but they're not that high quality in general. We will stand by our shield wall, ready to join the fight as soon as is needed. We can start putting some throwing weapons along with our colleagues. Colleagues makes them sound like we work in an office. I suppose we do, just the office of slaughtering peasants. Everyone can charge now, I think that's okay. Especially these ruffians are going to start heading and running away pretty quickly. Obviously the troops behind are a little bit more tough, made of sterner stuff in general, but we should still be okay. I mean, their morale will be fairly knackered by the time they get here. Okay, at least deal with some of these chaps, especially the ones without spears. It's definitely easier to deal with. You're definitely running, so let's go after you. Come here. No, we chopped off your head. Let's actually chop off your head this time if we can. There we go. Anyone still left? You, but we defeated the enemy, that's fine. We'll pick you up to sell. And we will share the loot as is common. Although we definitely need to sell our previous loot somewhere. As we don't have a huge amount of space, and we can definitely pick up some more food as well. So we'll head to Jorvik, I think. There we go. Jorvik's always a kind of good central point I find to sell things in. Unless of course you're at war with that faction, in which case it's a terrible idea. Sell what we can here. And we will indeed pick up some more food as well. Sell all that we can. You know, a good near 2,000 pennies, that's not bad at all. Pick up the barley, the wheat, the bread. Now that we do have such a big group of support, we have enough food to sustain them going forward. And we'll head down this way again, I think. That's fine. We're no longer at war with East Engel, but we can still kind of head that way and see what awaits us in this part of that. Because if we do find a weak Glorwissing Lord, we'll definitely go after them. That's for sure. Lagan and Albin have made peace. It's fine. That doesn't actively affect us for the time being. While you camp, a delegation of people from the nearby approach. They say they have a bad harvest and ask you for money to feed their children. You can have 1,000 pennies. Our relation with Chippenham, Cirencester, Barden, and quite a few villages improve. Not a bad thing to be doing at all, actually. Arguably, if I had 4,000, that would have been a good thing to do, but 4,000 is a lot of money. But not a huge amount of reward. Let's go back to see our lady friend. Thieves, ruffians, Christian clergy. I'd like to fight an actual lord who isn't, 400 strong in strength. Because he does have some vassals somewhere. I'm just not entirely sure where that is. Let's get everyone upgraded. We get a standard bearer. Standard bearers are useful, although they do tend to die quite quickly, I've noticed. 123, come here. I want to kill you. It's not necessarily a done deal that I'm going to win this, but I want to give it a go. And you have been raiding my village, good sir, so you deserve to die. I'd rather fight at daytime, though. So I'm going to let you run away for a bit. But not run away too much, however. Oh, you ran away to Bosvena. But you're going to have to leave at some point. You can't stay there. There we go. 123. Right, let's get our commander options ready. We didn't do very well with the rousing speech. What about skirmishers? No, he also has skirmishers. Right. Well, let's start battle holding position and let's do our best, men. Let's push up to this hill here. Got to push up quickly to this hill because this is a big old hill to deal with. Not an ideal map to work with. But we'll make it work. Infantry here, spearmen here. Archers and skirmishers on the hill. My horses can take all the damage in the world. So let's be quick about our setting up and then let's get out of here pronto. Did I get really pushed there? Pronto, darling. Maybe not. Okay, our archers can start doing some okay work. I don't know actually how much damage these guys do, but they at least look like they're doing something useful. Either way, this will be probably the only lord of this faction that we can fight because it's such a small faction. Our weapon was damaged. That's not ideal. Hello, cucumbers. How are you today? Good to see you. I'm afraid you joined probably quite late in the stream. I'm not gonna. It's quite late for me. I'm working fairly soon. And I need to get some sleep. So I'm sorry. You probably won't be around for that much of the stream, but I will be streaming again later today as well. Only because I was showering when you started streaming. That's okay. It's not a problem. As long as I can say hi, I'm right. I very much appreciate when you do stop by. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped into my archer line, that was a bad idea. But you at least get to witness this big fight that happens. I also need to get my I'll need to get my weapon repaired if it says it's damaged. Infantry's gonna have to charge as are my spearmen. I think Whiskers is here. But he might be watching wrestling, I'm not sure. He's kind of this always. He's always here as an omnipotent presence, but he's not always active. Oh, he is here. I'm just trying to target the archer line as much as possible. I'm okay, thank you. I've been a little bit unwell, which is why I've kind of been streaming a little bit less this last week. But I'm trying to pick up again with it now. Everyone can charge. How are we doing? Are we winning? Sort of. Enemies have lost the leader, and my horse is dead. Wonderful. Gentlemen, cease and desist. Thank you, Clovis. Come save the day as normal. So you can chuck a spear in your back. There we go. Deal with you. Deal with as many of these guys as possible. How many people are still left? One chap who we may or may not be able to actually snipe with a throwing weapon. Let's give it a go. Ah, he's doing strafing. Come here. I think he's probably going to get away. That's okay. We've got a couple of our cavalrymen there now. I'm just hoping my horse isn't actually dead, because that wouldn't be very useful. And horses cost a lot, even just like the basic ponies. There we go. 8 renown, 10 morale. Of course he escapes, but you know, why would things go in my favour? That's fine. We can capture all his soldiers. They'll sell for a pretty penny. And we did get a war trophy, and there's going to be at least one battle trophy. Not bad. Could have definitely been better loot, but still worth grabbing. Although we don't have a huge amount of space because we picked up a lot of food. But we'll trade this in at Boss Venner. Redeem our battle trophies. And redeem our war trophies as well. And sell what we can to the local merchants. The helmet should sell for a decent amount. There we go. We're doing okay with reading the life of the Alexander the Great. It's progress. Is there a prison broker here? There is not. That's okay. We know where our old faithful will be in Chippenham. So we'll head over there. Sell these prisoners for what I hope would be a decent amount of money. We'll have to see. Let's maybe avoid the 400 strong Lord of the faction we're at war with. Probably isn't going to end that well for us. Ethelmare, you should be here somewhere. There you go. Should get us some okay money. And if we hang around here, we might be able to do some more against that lord. So we'll head back to this area because he's going to have to respawn somewhere in this area. Presumably one of the two castles. Maybe Escancester? Either way, we definitely can't go after... We can't go check that town too closely. Or was the king's there? Ooh, 57 Vikings. That sounds like a fun fight as well. That will do pretty well for our coffers, I would imagine. I will not kill you if you join me. I care very little about who you are. Time for you to die. Rousing speech. Well, hey, rousing speech was a success. Skirmishes, however, not so much. But we still get 9 morale for 9 renown if we win this, so it's still very much worth doing, and loot from Vikings can be very profitable indeed. Okay, we'll set up here. There they are, we see them with their big shields in the distance. Infantry here, spearmen here, archers and skirmishers on the hill. See if we can pepper down their shields a bit by the time they arrive into actual melee combat. And then I think I'll probably have to stop, I'm afraid. Quite tired. Had a very busy day and I'm still kind of recovering. I would like to do more, and certainly tomorrow I'm hoping that after my shift today I should be able to do some more. But I should take things at a decent level, at least for the time being. Infantry can go, as can the spearmen. So we can do some damage from a distance, although Vikings are scared. Oh! There goes my horse again. Ow. Cease and desist, gentlemen. Oh, he did a crazy swing there. You see that? Kind of did a swing upwards almost. Okay, send everyone charging. I've lost my horse, but some of our other people should still have horses. Is that the last chap there? I imagine it is. Yes, it is. Wonderful. Everyone's doing the yeah sound, which means we've been successful. Wonderful. 5 renown, 11 morale. Very worthwhile. And some good prisoners as well. And also some pretty good loot. These things can sell for a pretty old penny. That's not a bad piece of armour. We'll need to give that to one of our companions. It's only slightly worse than our one. Arguably, if we repaired that, it would actually probably be better, maybe better than our one. We can take it up to the we'll take it up to our armourer guy in our location, in our refuge, and see if he can do some good work with that. Again, we'll sell in Bosvenna purely because it's the closest nearby town. Still making good profit. Trade with the locals. I think we're going to be ambushed. Yes, we are. Oh, this is going to be interesting. These guys, there's a lot of them. They have shields. Well, if we do win this, it's about 650 pennies from memory. So that wouldn't be that bad. You knocked out Don Chad. You need to die now. There we go. Who's still left? Meet me in Chef Conquest. Yeah, we can find out who wants to be dead. We can find out where that is. Is that a Welsh? Ah, it's up here, I see. Well, we'll sell what we can in Bosvenna and then we'll go see who tried to assassinate us. Because that sounds interesting. We can hold on to this piece of armour. Because that could be useful once repaired. We can give it to one of our companions. Possibly even ourselves if it's better. Does it look as cool? No. It looks cool, but it doesn't look quite as cool, I don't think. Let's go see who wanted us dead. Let's go reveal this assassination. Oh my god. You came out of nowhere. How many men do we need to leave behind? 16 men. Not ideal. But I cannot take on 419 of them, that's for sure. Not going to help our morale or our reputation amongst kind of the men of the world, but what can we do? I did not see you coming. It was night time, which I suppose wasn't helpful. I want to see what's happened here with the assassination plot. Let's go have a look. Over to the ferry station we go. And let's go to the village centre. Now, I imagine this is... I don't think... Hello, who are you? You're not normally here. You're a villager. But you have weapons. Why do you have weapons? Who the hell are you? What do you want? My name is Gutlaf. Sound familiar? I have some questions for you. Questions? I'm not going to answer any questions. I have no idea who you are. This is the last warning. Answer me or die. Now I recognise you. I will answer questions if you spare my life. I was attacked by some thugs not long ago, and I managed to dispose of the attackers and found a note saying to meet you here. Both you and I know that you are that contact. I don't really care about you. Rather need to know who ordered this and why. I'm sorry to hear about your mishaps, but I have nothing to tell you. Be gone now. Then prepare to die. Or you asked for it. I think it's not going to tell me. I don't know if that counts as a quest succeeded because we didn't really reveal the plot. We just killed the person. But hey ho, money is money. They do actually quite like us here, so we probably could recruit here eventually as well. Let's head back up to our refuge. I want to check that if this armour is going to be worth repairing or not. It probably will be, at least to one of our companions. But I imagine the cost might be quite high. We also need to repair our own weapon as well, because it's got chipped. So over to Edoras we go. We need to walk around the refuge because we need to find our blacksmith and our armourer, who I think are somewhere in this area. I just can't quite remember where. Here's the villager. There's a lot of people here. I'm guessing that's because I've got a lot of soldiers. Yeah, we're up to 250 garrison, which is the maximum, I think, for the refuge. In Glary, I want to refine one of my armour parts. No, I need to probably change my... Murder King's sword, it's chipped, make it plain. It's fine, I'm happy to change that. I'm going to have to go into my inventory outside, I think. And first of all, we've repaired our Bandit King's sword, which is good. I could probably improve that even more. I'm just going to put on this rusty cloaked Norse piece of armour for the time being. I've got 8,000 to spend. I want to see if I can get that back to chipped or maybe even better than that, because my current armour is elite. So actually it might be better in the long run once it's repaired. Even if it's a few armour points, that's not nothing. It's still worth doing. Even though the cost is high, but we're still making good money at the moment. Although I do like this cloak, that's for sure. I like the cloak we have on. It'd be a shame to lose that. But as long as we look good and we're staying alive, that's the main thing. Okay, we're going to dismount again. We need to head round. Is it Inglary? I want to refine my arm parts. This one here. Make it better for 2,250, yes. And again, make it plain for 3,150. I don't think I can probably afford the next one. You may be able to make it thick for 5,040. I imagine it's going to have to be better than our current armour. We'll have a look. Inventory 4626. Oh yeah, this is already going to be better. So we'll, actually, and this has got the cool cloak on it. So we'll keep hold of that, and we can give the elite Saxon Habsburg to someone else. It's one less leg armour, but the more we improve it, the better it's going to get. And we just got that from a fight we just did. So we're going to give that Halbsbow to someone else who needs an upgrade. Morgan's a foot soldier. He could probably do with some much better armour. That armour's not bad at all, but this one is a lot better. And now he looks all snazzy. Probably Agathinos is next in line for some armour. Actually, I forget he still has a sling. Okay, we can sell that now. You know, the more of this armour we find from these Viking parties, the good is better for us. Because then all of our companions we can kind of beef out quite heavily. It doesn't mean we no longer have our cool fur kind of scarf thing, but we do have this alternative one. And I do think we'll be able to upgrade this to a much higher level than the other one. Because the other one was only elite by the time we got it. This one is sternly cloaked. And is already better than our previous one. So we can upgrade that some more. And turn that into a much better piece of armour, hopefully. Some traders, but we're not activating war with anyone. We will support Olaf Gudrudson because we want to basically marry his daughter. 39. What's this meant? That's fine. We might be going to war with the Moonmain over in Ireland. That would at least be a little bit closer to home. But let's go see if we can marry. Let's go see if we can do anything for Olaf to potentially marry his daughter. Especially as there is a quest here at or a feast here at Dunbeatty. We can do the tournament while we're there. Hopefully earn a little bit of extra cash for ourselves. We'll visit our lady friend by the spring. Although we're very much not by the spring actually. There we go. Wait here for some time. We'll wait till daytime. Do the tournament, and then I think we'll probably call it there for today. We will join the competition. Let's bet on ourselves, fight in the next round. We have... I don't like the fact that you've got an axe at all. Axes are scary when I have a spear, but we should be okay. There we go. 2 teams of 1 fighter. Let's... Where are you? They sometimes spawn so far away that it's impossible to kind of judge where they're coming from. Sometimes they sneak up on me. It's like a game of medieval hide and seek. Oh, there you are. Oh, you have a sword. That's not fun at all. Especially as your shield bashing a lot. Ow. There we go, you're dealt with. Another 4-ish rounds to go. 2 teams, 1 fighter. Aha, now I have the sword. Say the sword is on the other foot. Is that a phrase? There's something similar to that which is a phrase, but I don't think that is the phrase. We both have axes, we should be okay, hopefully. He's destroyed my shield, but I've destroyed his face, hopefully. Okay, round 4. This is going to be a spear fight, that's fine. We should be okay with that, although that definitely hurt. As did that. Can't imagine how he has much more health. There we go. This is the final round, and we have an axe. Wonderful. That's what I love to see. There we go. That should be some more pennies for us. Another 3,000 pennies. Just a fairly quick, good option. There we go. I would like Brunhild to return to me. That's going to get your relation up with me a little bit more. I forget we have Brunhild, actually. Olaf is not thrilled that I had to run away. Not ideal. He wants me to get a lord from Glusing. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be possible purely because there's only like 2 or 3 lords of Gluising. Can I marry your daughter, please? We're literally at a feast. No, I guess not. We will ask for some potential recruits who are here, and we'll get some from Balbati as well. I'm very desperately trying to marry someone's daughter. It is genuinely important. Apart from obviously, you know, love. Although I am trying in the real world as well. But yes, I need it for this little thing called right to rule. I don't know if it shows it here. Marry one of the shirtless men. Not a bad option, to be honest. Oh, there we go. Right to rule 56. So we're doing okay. Because right to rule, the more right to rule you have, the more likely you are to be respected when you start your own kingdom. And not just be seen as like this upstart sort of lord. So actually having... Marrying someone gives you extra right to rule. So that would be useful. Oh, we definitely need to repair our ships. They're getting a little bit too kind of all over the place. But that's okay. I think we will leave it there for the time being, purely because I need to get some rest. I will be streaming again later today, once I return from my shift. Likely be streaming some Civilization 6, I think. But I might indeed be doing more Warband as well if I find myself with the energy and time. Whiskers, Cucumbers, thank you very much for dropping by. Dank, I think you've headed on your way, but thank you very much for dropping by as well. And anyone else, of course, as well. And if you're watching this on YouTube, have a very good day. Take care. Bye-bye.